Welcome to Commodore Countdown. I'm Alexa Galloway, along here with David Lauterbach and Varun Raghupathi. The Falmouth Commodores are facing the YD Red Sox in the Championship Series, but David, these two teams have not faced since July 2nd. What do you take away from their regular season matchup?
Well, I can tell you a couple quick facts. The road team was 4-0. YD only faced two starting pitchers, Kevin McCanna twice and Brad Labazetta twice, and nearly their whole roster has turned over. Walker Buehler, their starter today, wasn't even a Red Sox before he got here. Kevin Newman wasn't back yet from Team USA, so it's a very different team for both sides. And the one thing I took away the most was that starting pitching played a crucial role. Usually whatever lead the starting pitcher went out with, whether it was for YD or Falmouth, that was how it ended.
Now, Varun, what adjustments need to be made in this playoff series?
Well, in terms of offense at home, Falmouth had pretty much nothing against YD. 2 home games against the Red Sox, 0-2, a combined 4 runs. But the Commodores, again, are a totally different team, just like Yarmouth Dennis. So the lineup is much better, top to bottom, and this offense should show up in a big way today.
I spoke with Coach Trundy earlier about the effort he's seen from the team in the playoff run.
Well, I think we've played a lot of good baseball, and certainly I think we've hit the ball. We've had timely hitting. We certainly hit the ball extremely well the last game against Cotuit. But I think it's obvious, by the scores that we've pitched very, very well and played good defense. And historically, in baseball, that's what they always say you need to do to be able to win big baseball games is to pitch well and play good defense. And I think we've done that.
Matt Hall's on the mound tonight, second start in the playoffs. What are you looking to see from him?
Hopefully a lot of the same. He's had an outstanding summer for us. He's a kid that, as you've seen before, he doesn't panic. He has great mound presence, and he's very, very unflappable when he gets into tight situations. And I think that's why, he's shown all summer long that he can pitch through tight situations and make key pitches when he needs to.
In your opinion, as a coach, what does it take to win a championship? Well,
I think you have to keep doing the things that we've been doing. I think you got to have timely hitting, you got to pitch well, and you got to play great defense. And I think there's probably a lot of different philosophies about how you go about your summer and how you put your team together and what you do at the end of the season with your team and those kinds of things. But the one thing that I'm adamant about, at least for me personally, is I'm not going to compromise the things that I believe in, that what this experience should be about. If we win a championship doing the things that I feel are important, and those kids play well enough to get it, believe me, I'll be ecstatic. But I'm not going to compromise any of the things that we believe in order to get that. So this has been an unbelievable group. I have the utmost of respect for them, for the way they've played hard all summer long and the way they've continued to stay here, even though they have school pending very, very soon. So again, I really think if anybody deserves it, certainly they do.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Tonight's starting pitcher for Falmouth is Matt Hall from Missouri State University. He has a 2.10 ERA, and like Coach Trundy said, he has really good on-the-mound presence and great composure. David, how will that work for him tonight?
Well, he's going to try to use that to his advantage against a Red Sox lineup that, from talking to the YD broadcasters, also keeps its composure. I mean, it's a team that's been down big in both series. They lost to Harwich in Game 2 of the East Finals 9-2 and then won the finale. They lost the first game of the East semis against Orleans and then battled back for 2 straight games. So that's going to help Matt Hall because they're not going to be jittery, he's not going to be jittery, and I know that sounds really weird, but I think it should help him because that's what he's been dealing with really his entire collegiate career. When Varun and I spoke with Wayne Graham, the head coach at Missouri State in May, he said one thing that's great about Matt Hall is he keeps his composure. Whether the other team's rattled or he's rattled, or whether his defense is rattled, he's always keeping his composure, and so that should help him because it's just another day at the office for the lefty out of Missouri.
On the other side of the pitching matchup, Varun, is Walker Buehler from Vanderbilt. What are we going to see from him?
Well, Buehler is a microcosm of this YD team. Since Falmouth has not played Yarmouth Dennis since July 2nd, they really have no idea what's going on. And Buehler, a Team USA player, so obviously he's good. A fastball that sits around 90 miles an hour, can throw the cutter, the changeup, slider, and the curveball, all for strikes and all at every single portion of the at-bat. He's not afraid to use anything inside or outside. So these Falmouth hitters need to be prepared to face 4 different pitches against Buehler, maybe even 5 if he shows that cutter. It's going to be a tough matchup, but if Falmouth can jump on the fastball, it's a very good fastball hitting team, and Buehler's not really overpowering. This should be a good offensive performance for the Commodores here in Game 1.
Well, Varun, I'll come right back to you. Besides pitching, what's going to be the key to winning this series?
Have to continue the trend of scoring early. We've been saying it all postseason long, but it's really the key. Falmouth has scored at least 1 run before the end of the bottom of the 2nd inning in the 4 playoff games, 2 against Hyannis and then 2 against Cotuit. and the Commodores are 4-0. If Falmouth can jump out on Buhler early, set the tone here at home, it should lead to success later in the game because the Commodores don't need a lot of offense. They just need a little bit and early on to succeed.
So good offense and scoring early. David, what's your take?
Well, for me, Falmouth needs to forget everything that it's learned and done over the last 48 games. I know that sounds ridiculous. They're playing in the Championship Series tonight. But for me, this team really needs to think, okay, today's day one of a new season. It's a Whitey team. They haven't played since July 2nd. Just because you swept Hyannis in the first round and Katuitt in the second doesn't mean you have the advantage. Whitey beat two of the toughest teams in the league that were ahead of Falmouth in nearly every single statistical category in Orleans and Harwich. So as long as Falmouth goes in with the mentality that it's a new day, it's a new season, we can attack this Whitey lineup, they should be able to take the series in their first title since 1980.
Well, it is right. It is a new day, and we'll see how it all plays out. Game time set for 6:30, audio pregame at 6:15 on Ustream. So stick around and join us.